Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. National Financial Literacy Month is celebrated in April, which is a great opportunity for us to check and promote our financial situation and skills. Joining us for this segment, we have Caitlin Cook, Vice President of Operations with Onramp Academy. She's also the head of community at Onramp Invest to discuss what today's consumers should look for and understand about crypto as it continues to emerge as an asset class. Caitlin, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you for having me.
Why is it so critical for investors of all kinds to become educated and learn about crypto assets?
Well, to the point that you started with, it's an emerging asset class. And I think it all comes down to optionality. Investors want to know the options that they have available to them. And the more information they have, the more that they're able to make educated decisions about where they should allocate their assets and set themselves up for the long run. Crypto won't be a suitable asset class for everyone, nor is any asset class. It's all dependent on the investor-specific risk tolerance and their different life circumstances and whatnot, and all of that that goes into the decision-making process. But I believe that crypto should be, looked into and researched just like any other asset class, so that investors really know all of the options available to them, so that they can make the best decision for what they're looking for.
And you said before that crypto has a PR problem. Tell us more about that.
Well, when you look at the crypto space, it's a 24/7 market and it is in the headlines constantly. We've seen that it's a retail-driven asset class primarily, at least up until now. And really what a lot of people see are just the headlines in the news. And they're not always the greatest headlines. They don't necessarily speak to a lot of the, advancements and great things that are being built within the space. It takes a bit of a deeper dive sometimes to fully understand the technology and the movement that we're seeing in decentralized finance in the broader crypto space. And when we stop at just seeing the headlines, there can be a lot of misconceptions and misleading stories that other people may not take the time to fully look into. So I say that crypto has a PR problem in some ways because you do see a lot more of the negative headlines than you do a lot of the developments being created on the back end. And sometimes that's where investors and just the general public stops their research. And that can definitely be, dangerous to what the space is really all about. And it definitely takes a bit of a deeper dive for what we see in the news.
Yeah, well, mainstream media has a problem is really what the issue is. I mean, we could argue about business models with media all day long, but we know headlines like that get clicks. So it's a great point that you make to go beyond the headlines and read the research. I'm glad that you brought that up. And Onramp Invest has an acronym called EAT, which stands for Education, Access, and Tools. Break that down for investors watching.
Absolutely. So Onramp is specifically working with the RIA space, independent financial advisors. As I mentioned, crypto has historically been a retail-driven asset class, and with that comes the need for financial advisors who help retail investors to allocate their assets, to have an understanding of crypto as well. This isn't traditionally the demographic that would be more welcoming and early comers to a new technology like crypto. So Onramp came about to help advisors through the entire process. Again, you mentioned the acronym EAT, Education, Access, and Tools. Advisors really need to start by getting an understanding of the general landscape in the technology to be able to have educated conversations with clients and have educated viewpoints that they can discuss with them about the asset class. So we have Onramp Academy, a standalone education platform covering not only baseline topics such as what is a blockchain and what is Bitcoin, but also taking it a step further to the advisor's actual practice implementation, how crypto fits into an estate plan, how to do tax planning, and so on to best support their clients. And then we take it a step further with access and tools. So we're also an integration platform working with crypto custodians and exchanges on that side of things, making it all easily available on one platform so advisors can open accounts and trade crypto on behalf of their clients if they so choose. And we also have tools as well for financial advisors who need a visual of what a crypto allocation could look like, what that does for various portfolio metrics, and so on. So really supporting them from the beginning of the process of even learning about the space to getting it implemented into their business as well.
Where should today's consumers look to learn and understand crypto assets and the emergence of this as a new asset class?
That's a great question because, with crypto being all over the place and in the headlines, right? There's almost an information overload, and it can be hard to know where to get the, most trustworthy resources. I would say a lot of the folks building within the space, right? Whether those are exchanges, custodians, brokers on the crypto side of things, clearly have the expertise, but knowing where you get that information from and the biases that could be inherent in the information they're passing along is obviously important. I'm personally a huge fan of Andreas Antonopoulos, probably one of the best, if not the best people in the crypto space to break things down to a very basic level of understanding that's easy for people to wrap their heads around. And Gemini as well has a lot of retail facing resources, but those are just a few. There's quite a few out there.
What are the most common points of frustration for financial advisors who are trying to support their clients with crypto investing?
First is regulation, right? So we've seen Biden's executive order come out, which will hopefully provide more clarity for investors and financial institutions and other participants in the market. But we haven't seen a more robust roadmap for the future yet. And that definitely is a concern of larger financial institutions and even financial advisors within their independent practice, not knowing exactly what the future will look like. So that is one of the first and foremost concerns. Another is around even how to integrate crypto into their practice, right? It's like any other asset. It needs to be considered in every area of an advisor's business. Again, I mentioned estate planning, tax planning, where it fits within a broader portfolio, how to perform valuations, and so on. So it's quite a lot to take in addition to learning about the space as a whole. And advisors have, historically seen difficulty in trying to figure out where it fits within their business and how to get that started.
And finally, Caitlin, how can people learn more about Onramp Invest and Onramp Academy?
We are on all social platforms at Onramp Invest, on LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram as well. And onrampinvest.com gives an overview of the platform and what we offer, as well as the ability to book a demo with our team.
All right, great. We look forward to checking it out. Caitlin, thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.